Mr. Jelly is a fantastic idea for a Mr. Men book because a lot of children and a lot of adults are very scared of a lot of things, and Mr. Jelly, by his very nature, is scared of pretty much everything. And when we meet the character, we learn that he has to hide all of the time. He's scared of the noise of his cornflakes. He's scared of every single noise that is around him. And for somebody like me, who grew up being a very scared child, he's very relatable. And the narrative here says that there's a trick that you can do whenever you feel scared. And Mr. Jelly gives this a go. And we can see here where he counts very quickly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whenever he feels scared, he counts very quickly. And it allows the fear to pass. And that's a very common tactic. Whenever somebody is scared, encouraging them to slowly count is usually the trick. But if Mr. Jelly has to count quite quickly, like he does there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then as long as it gets the job done, I think it's teaching a really important lesson. As well as having an important lesson and being a rather delightful narrative, it's also very well animated. There's some beautiful bits of animation here, namely when Mr. Jelly faints, which I absolutely thought was adorable. I just think that that's so gorgeous. He fainted, and then he's in the hand of this character. What I will say is I don't like the fact, and it's a product of its time, certainly a product of its time, is that he meets this character called the Tramp. He is a tramp. And obviously that's a very negative word with very negative connotations. And I'm surprised that they haven't kind of republished it with better vocabulary. Originally published in 1976, there is no suggestion there of when it was republished, but certainly we can see that it has been republished because there's a web address on there. I can't read it from my phone screen. My eyesight's getting worse. 2020, so the suggestion that this was published a couple of years ago. I'm surprised they didn't rechange or change that vocabulary to something a little less unkind. But also, contrastingly, he says calamity quite a lot, which I love, and it's not a word that a lot of young children will use. So giving them that extra delightful bit of vocabulary, I think, is really beautiful. The narrative is really nice. It's obviously a really important message with some really clever tactics that young children and fully grown adults can try whenever they feel scared or anxious or nervous. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just love the design of him. Mr. Jelly is definitely a personal favourite.